Sorry about that.
And we're live. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a while. We've had a few issues along the way. And frankly, if I hadn't had the charity game yesterday and it was next week, we wouldn't be playing right now because I didn't really have the headspace for anything else. But thank you all for joining us for another episode of Aetherseed Cycle of Stars, our D&D live play game set in my own little homebrew world in a modern era of industrialized might and magic where you can find cantrips at the store. Before we jump into things, and we're heading to a new place today, and brand new things to mess up and destroy, we're just going to quickly go around and we can tell you who they are and who they are playing. So, Kat.
Hi, I am Kat. I am playing RaQui MriTtyur, the Aarakocra medical examiner / now seeker.
Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. I'm playing Olo Proudburrow, the newly accepted to the College of Swords Lightfoot Halfling.
Jade.
Hi, I'm Jade. I am playing Will Soul. I am your Fire Genasi cleric who is partly a chef as well.
And last but not least, Nate.
Nate, I'm playing Errol Reminash, the Cragling fighter.
Okay. So last time we played, things were going poorly at Reverend Day, the underwater city that serves as a training facility for new seekers or, those who need a bit of retraining. And there was a gigantic monster tearing the place apart. It was a kaiju wrecking ball. The party fought it, and through their combined efforts, managed to take the thing down and save the city, along with everyone else who was doing their own little parts. In the aftermath, people started picking up again. Things were getting rebuilt. Vaccines were headed out as the monster was a product of some form of magitech virus combined with a curse. In the end, though, the event itself was taking as enough of a proof that their training had concluded, and thus the party was more or less shipped out, heading to for their first deployment. That would be more or less their first turn at working as a seeker properly. And they would need to have some time in this new work, in this new location, and fulfill certain criteria, which will likely be explained to them at some point, before they can freely start working wherever the hell they want. For now, though, they're being sent to RaQui's backyard of Cardis, the center of the world, the center of trade, and pretty much trade and commerce. Cardis is the place we want to be. It is also some considered the gateway between the magical and non-magical world, as there is, after all, a country where magic simply doesn't exist. And Cardis acts something of a drop-off station and, waypoint for people traveling to and from that country, as they're very well, while people can just travel anywhere they want directly from that country, Cardis is equipped to deal with all the questions and all the things that people from that country would require to better assimilate in the magical world, as their lives are very much lives of much like ours, science and logic, and not, flying monstrosities or portals suddenly appearing. I mean, Maybe not suddenly, but that's another detail. But for now, you have all been shipped off away. In the last few days, pretty much Reverend Day was in cleanup mode. Errol returned to life and shared a moment with RaQui, and has now a new job. And in his eyes, he sees now infernal product placement and trademarks with names with trademarks. So you know you are in the infernal ladder. So you'll see your tax returns in there as well. But in the last few days, as you're getting ready to go, pretty much not much of a chat, not too much of interaction with whoever's left. Roderick pretty much disappears from that day on, leaving for deployment, and he's still more or less upset with Errol for not saying he was not dead, but that's another thing entirely. That's a Roderick problem. You are all taken to that entrance you arrived from when you first got to Reverend Day, that teleportation circle that then would take you somewhere else. Only this time, instead of getting you directly to where you're going, you appear in what is clearly an airship. You are almost in the back. You can see luggage and other cargo strapped. You can see out the window, you can see the clouds passing and hear the rumble of the engine as this thing is flying. And there is a rather bored looking human lady looking points to each of you and goes like putting checks on a board. Okay, that's 4 of you. Good. Teleportation worked. Any missing limbs? Any desperate need to throw up?
I check the horns.
I'll take that as yes and no. If you'll move along to the cabin, you'll be able to have a seat while we arrive at our destination. Regrettably, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, Cardiff has some severe regulations in terms of direct travel by any magical means. We really didn't have time to put all the paper together, so we're grabbing you on the outside and flying you in. So sit down, strap in, and enjoy the ride.
Thanks.
I have a
I'll come
question.
through.
Yes.
Did all of my hair make it?
You appear in your shaved bald. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. No. Though they did have to put in a bit of extra extra juice into the spell, because it's almost like teleporting to other people with you. But your hair made it across.
Okay. I mean, if a few splens were missing, I'm not going to complain. But I just wanted very precious cargo.
You move towards the seats, and it is very much like the bridge, like the cabin of this aircraft. You just see a figure at the essentially at the helm of the controls, flying, and there's a bunch of seats behind them. From the seat, you can't really tell what kind of being this is, but you just hear, well, sit down, strap in, and I'll get you to where the hell you're going.
I'm just
What's
going to
the
go and
voice we
sit down.
recognise?
Sorry, Errol?
Not a voice we recognize then.
No, completely, very unfamiliar.
I'll sit down.
As you sit
I'll
down,
strap myself in.
you look outside and you see RaQui. You're familiar with this view. Though the only time you've seen this view is maybe on a flight you did yourself. When you, as any creature capable of flying has that moment of, I'm going to try to fly as high as I can. And then maybe nearly passed out and plummeted. But you have a view of Cardis. Cardis is a massive metropolis of steel and glass. While there are natural environments there, primarily it is a very modern city. And it is a city that is broken down into 9 boroughs. That's what they call them. Only every borough is a city in itself. So it is a city state. While there are some, settlements and farms like RaQui's family's farm on the outskirts, primarily it is just this giant city state where you have 9 cities in one. And each of the 9 cities is considered a district or a borough. You see them fly the plane towards one of the boroughs. More or less, if you're arranged, they're kind of arranged in a hexagon pattern with the last 3 almost like a triangle inside. And or if you want to look at it in this way, it's a hexagram with the other three in the middle. There is a whole lot of magical stuff involved in the construction of Cardis. You're flying towards one of the northwestern, more or less the northwestern district in that, if you top to bottom, it'll be the northwestern star of, point of that star. And you're traveling to that district, and your pilot goes, well, I'm getting you, have here my notes, and to get you to the Seekers Guild in Avis. That's the borough name. Yeah. I'll likely see you all again, so maybe it's time for you to remember my name. And you see him punch a button the control, steps off, and you see a dwarf. He is fully shaved except a giant purple mohawk. Goes, my name is Jasbrook Logan Manana. That's Manana, not banana, not tanana, none of that shit. I see you mispronounce my name, I throw you off my goddamn plane. Do I make myself fucking clear?
Out of character, how do we spell it? Jasbrook.
Jasbrook. The second name is Logan. Logan, like Wolverine, Logan. And Manana is banana, but with an M. Jasbrook, Logan, Manana.
Got it. Thank you.
Good. We have an understanding. Now, I'm taking you in. You're all newbies, right? Wonderful. You're going to have a lot of fun. You see there's no emotion in that face as he says, you're going to have a lot of fun.
I think we're getting used to the Seeker's brand of fun.
I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but whatever. See him sit back down and take you in and begin to fly into the borough. And you see skyscrapers, reaching very high into the sky. And as this guy is bringing this aircraft into the city, you see there's already both ground traffic and air traffic moving around the different boroughs. RaQui, this is a familiar sight to you, and you know that Cartesian driving is an art form in itself. Knowing how to navigate the different layers of, elevation in terms of travel. But eventually you are deposited at the top of a building. Gleaming steel and glass building, much like every other building around them. It does have the more public crest of the Seekers Guild, which is the two arms stretched out, grabbing one another. And the aircraft lands, says, well, we're here. Get your shit and get out.
You got it. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Just goes and grabs stuff and
Laters, Manana.
I just grab my stuff and go. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to create any enemies before I get here.
You leave the aircraft and you realize the aircraft itself is almost shaped like a dagger. There is like a back end where mostly the engine is. The plane, the wings almost look like the guard on the dagger, especially now they've kind of turned from horizontal to vertical as it's landed. And the plane is almost like arrowhead shaped, like almost like dagger shaped in its point. It's a very light aircraft. And as you get down, you see there is someone waiting for you. It's once again someone with a clipboard. This is a drow woman with bright pink hair in just a gigantic braid that is wrapped around her neck, almost like a scarf. She's in a just straight up business suit. Goes, oh, welcome. You feel welcome? Thank you. Welcome. I'm gonna go over a list, and I need you to grab a couple of things. Errol, and points to you. Please come here for a moment.
he steps forward.
She puts a hand up, turns it over, snaps her fingers, and there's a box then in her hand, and hands it to you.
Take it. Moves back to the line.
Will?
Mm-hmm. Go forward.
Same thing. Gives you a box. Says, Olo?
Yep.
Gives you a box. And it looks at your son and says, and then just shakes her head. Anyway. Dr. RaQui.
Yep, goes forward.
Gives you a box.
Thank you.
The boxes are all wooden boxes with a hinge and a little clasp. At the top, they just have the emblem of the Seekers Guild. Let's call it the public-facing emblem. Or to make matters simple to understand, if I say it's the emblem of the Seekers Guild, it's the public-facing. If I say it's the emblem of the Rising Link, you know that it's the more, private one. Inside the boxes, as you open them, are gloves. They're a pair of leather gloves that you can put on, and at the back of the glove is a crest that is a hand, or you can see like the point of 5 fingers grasping a ring, like a big wide ring. For Olo, Errol, and Will, that ring seems to be almost made of stone. It's almost rough and has that grayish stone like appearance. For RaQui, though, the ring is made of copper. It was delightful. I will, from while you're working here, I will need you to all be wearing those while you work. These are the call our emblems. This is how people will recognize that you are seekers, and if they need to make a request and there's nothing on the board and they meet you on the street, this is how people recognize you. It also carries your identification. So if at any point you need to identify yourself and prove that you are members of the guild, she shows up, puts a hand in the pocket, puts one of the gloves on the left hand, and she just basically traces the ring with her finger, and you see almost like a holographic display of her details as a member of the guild, and you can read her name on it, and it's Zother, Zother, Zother. If no one's told you, welcome. This is the guild branch in Avis, one of the 9 boroughs of the city. There are a total of 9 guild branches in all of Cardiff, each servicing one of these districts. Over the course of the next few months, you will be working across all 9 of them, having a bit of a stint in every one of them, learning, how to get yourself into different communities, how to work with different people. While Cardiff has its own individual culture, the 9 boroughs are very different. Avis is the more bohemian. It's the more artist-centered. People are a lot more relaxed. And it is a good place for newcomers. Doctor, you may recognize that your crest is of a different rank. For your exceptional efforts in solving the situation Reverend Day, the guild has decided to award you a higher initial rank. But from now on, much like it doesn't change that from now on, you all need to, prove yourselves and earn whatever rank comes after. Now you'll follow me. I will take you into, get your information sorted and get you an address where you can stay. This is a temporary housing. We expect you to, as part of this, figure out where you're going to stay and live and, handle all the payments, whatever. I assume you all had money you've earned, from your previous lives or whatever, and we have a starting fund for newcomers for you to use as you see fit. She takes you in, and this is a gigantic building that has floors for training, others for logistics. There is an entire set of 3 floors, almost like a nerve center. There's monitors and analysts and people receiving, just managing information. It's almost like you're being like an analyst floor at the CIA. Different levels. There's some, in-building accommodations, and you are given some of them as you arrive. They're fairly, they're better equipped, much more comfier furniture than the rather sparse ones you had at the guild branch in Maru. Because this is a much bigger establishment, so to speak. And along the way, when you get to the bottom floor, which is like the guild reception, Zother, you see Zother there's a name tag for her as the receptionist for this guild branch, goes, over the next few days you'll meet, more of the people here. There's dozens of us in this building. Sometimes we get up to 100. It really depends. once you reach a certain level, in your case, it's once you've gained approval from the different branches. In Cardis, you will be, deemed a fully fledged seeker, and you'll be able to, work wherever you want. And so, sometimes we get a lot of people coming in because there are requests, and we, call out some people to get here. And, some, much like you, we have newcomers coming every day. So it is a rather busy place. And, right, if you look over there, it is a good place to familiarize you. When you meet someone, it's a good place to, look them up. We have there, it's our more or less a wall of members. It, much like everything in our business, it shifts constantly, but it is a good way to see the ranking of different members of the guild, and you can see, who's like a superior, very much, quote unquote. They're senior, but there is no hierarchy. You don't, because someone is a higher rank, you don't automatically need to obey them or anything. But of course, higher rank likely means someone very much experienced, so they have, a lot more experience than you, so listening to them might be worthwhile. And you see an enormous wall, and on the wall there is, per rank, there is like a ring with the same like material as the ones on your gloves, and a almost like 3D portrait of the different people. And straight up, I'm going to tell RaQui, and I think Will is the other person with a decent passive perception. That being higher than, nothing.
Mine's
Then
13
yes,
now.
yes, definitely. I have.
Now is now yours is 13. You had a perk on that deal, right?
It's over 10.
Mine's 17.
17.
I mean, mine's 19.
So
Yeah,
RaQui, I will say, Errol, you will see this one because it's the one that's more relevant to you. How much is Olo's passive perception?
10.
No. You just see a wall of names. They kind of all blend together. You, Errol, you see that the first thing you notice is that almost stone-like surface is literally, it's basically like the F rank. It's stone rank. And the ranks go stone, copper, bronze, silver, gold, and someone etched like at the top, like an almost like unofficial. It's almost like on art with a marker, diamond. And there's only 3 rings at that level. They're gold rings, but someone's like added sparkles around them. With the 13, the first name you notice at copper rank, the same rank that RaQui has, is Roderick. Will and RaQui, you each notice a name. Will, you notice at silver rank, you see a very familiar face and the name Aldara.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a gnome that you met. It's a hacker. Maybe you're familiar with her.
Interesting.
And RaQui, you see a name at the top as one of the 3 gold. One of the 3 diamond seekers. Noresi Billen.
Will nudge Olo to point it out.
Sorry, Noresibillion is the name. Noresibillion. It is a water genasi, and you might be familiar with them. Yes. So what does Will do?
Nudges Olo to point the name out.
You see Eldara is up there at silver rank. You hear a voice behind it goes, "Wow, look at what the cat dragged in. Are we letting fucking strays get in here now?" It's a familiar voice. It's Roderick.
Errol just raises an eyebrow. One stray to another.
Oh, no, I am, as you will say, I'm higher rank than you little stone plebs.
Oh, okay.
That RaQui, who I imagine will have put the gloves on by now, is just going to kind of put her hand up so that it's.
Errol will point at her.
He walks up to you, puts like a hand on your shoulder, and kind of shifts you both, so you're both looking at them. The stone plebs. And you hear Sotha from the back going, "Roderick." I'm fucking kidding. Anywho, welcome. Sadly, I won't be able to be, as around as I've been before to, help out with anything. But, there's always possibility of doing work together and enjoy. This place is a hoot. Anyway, I have to go. I have a job to get to. So, Sotha, do you have the details? Throws him, literally throws him a clipboard.
She's like, "Get out."
Grabs
it. Got it. Damn.
I'm just gonna casually lean over towards Errol and just whisper, "He might offer to give you a tour."
Errol's face schools itself into like deadpan. He just looks at her. He's like,
"Oh, no. You will roll me a deception check for me. Please. You will roll a deception."
Pat. I mean, it's 15. Hang on. Deception? 17. Which does not beat your passive perception anyway. So it's definitely a forced kind of, "Nope, we're not doing this."
Just gonna smile to myself.
He's like, it's gonna be trouble.
I mean, we have some +3s given already if you want to spend one.
When has Errol ever been good at hiding or learning shit?
I mean, things have changed. Things have, it is a new world. In many ways, it's a new Errol.
Although, for the record, it was very much a behave at RaQui more than anything.
You see Roger head out and like, then almost like stop and walk backwards towards him and says, "Oh, by the way, I said this before a lot of times, but now that you're actually here, actually working, watch your backs. Just watch your backs. It's a jungle out there."
Mm-hmm.
And then he walks away again.
This time Errol leans down to RaQui. "I think that was a watch your backs all the time. Not even when we're around the other Seekers necessarily."
RaQui, with your passive insight, he was saying, the job is hard. Just watch your backs.
Yeah.
The rest is Errol paranoia.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Just gonna.
You know that immediately.
I'm just gonna go back to Errol and Ben. Have you ever been to Cartis?
Like on a weekend once.
He's just, telling us to, take it easy and just not go jumping in too quickly, find our feet.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, your Weaver starts pinging like crazy.
Oh God.
And it's just a bunch of messages from your dad. Just saying, hey sweetie, hey sweetie, hey sweetie. When you land, let me know. When you land, let me know. When you land, let me know.
Good feedback.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until we've had our little intro.
Leaves him on red.
Look, he's used to it by now. Work comes first. It's fine.
You are Errol.
It's me.
Make an make an intelligence check for me.
Oh,
Just
so good.
just raw intelligence. DC 10.
You got it. You got it. Let me roll a dice. What is my intelligence modifier? 0? Yeah.
I mean, I will say I gave you the opportunity to have a full reroll of stats as part of your infernal deal. You didn't take it, that's on you.
Everything else is all right at this point. Intelligence, not so much. I rolled a 6.
Yeah, it's too many things going on. You are not. Yeah, you're too focused on what's going on. Your paranoia is going through the roof. New place,
So
new
many
people?
people.
Fuck that. No. That's not what Errol likes. Southern calls up and says, please, if you'll come. There's someone here who wants to meet you and give you your first instructions. And you see an Aarakocra. It looks very much like a falcon with bright purple plumage, very very striking. He's wearing essentially like a mechanic's attire. It's a shirt with overalls. There's grease stains on him. Says, welcome to the guild. My name is Ticker. I am this branch's leader. So more or less, you'll be working for me. And well, you were working for the people, but you answer to me. And if you are running into any trouble, call me or Souther, and then she'll call me. But I've heard things about you all. Timothy has sent word that he recruited you. He expects that's gonna earn him some bonus or something. It doesn't. He likes to tell people that he's the one who recruited people. It's what he does. In fact, now that you hear the name, you look back and you see him he's a gold level seeker. You see that every seeker you've met in the past in any form of interaction is on that board. Well, I will just do you a quick introduction. For the next few days, you'll be staying over here. Along the way, I'll leave it to you to figure out where you want to, stay. I recommend something we can help you get some form of temporary accommodation, or more temporary. Get a place wherever you want in the city. You're gonna be here for a while, but I would say pick somewhere that is more central to the different boroughs, or in the borough you are. Every branch will help you settle down where you need to be. But it's up to you if you want to, find a place that you want to stay for the duration of your stay in Cardiff, and you'll commute from there to the different guild houses. Our rooms are good in an emergency, but we have many people coming in, and we use them for a lot for emergencies. When we have anyone who's injured or anything. So that's why we can't just, give you the rooms to stay on a long-term basis. Having said so, and he puts a hand into like the big pocket at the front of the overall and literally grabs one thing and throws one at each of you. It is essentially like a credit, almost like a credit stick. You can just plug it into your Weaver and it connects to your bank app and just transfers money. You've all been given 2,000 crests, which is the coin in Cardis. And of course, this being a country that is, has the trade deals with fucking everyone, your money from Maru is still useful here at a 1-to-1 conversion. So you can still use whatever you had saved. You can use it here. I mean, RaQui, it's not a problem for you because most of your savings are from here. So, and you see him look. He grabs the clipboard from Southern, looks at something, looks at Olo, and goes, "Mind if I ask you a question?"
No problem.
Is Proudburrow your real name? Because I have here that you have a few aliases.
Yeah, Proudburrow's my birth name.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And he goes, "Well, I have things to do. If you need anything, just, anything from me, just tell Southern, she'll ring me and I'll be here." And he just brings out like his glove and taps on the ring a couple of times, and you see above him the roof actually opens up in like a hole, and it just starts flying up directly upwards to the building. So there goes, yeah, some perks of the job. Guild leader can manipulate the structure of the building, however he sees fit.
I mean, useful.
Yes, also volatile, but we're not going to discuss that. Not in your first day. We'll wait until the second. We'll wait until it's a company bylaw. It's seeker bylaw that all gossip must wait until the second day.
Got it. Gossip banned for day one.
Yes. For today, I would say familiarize yourself with the city a bit. Just go out, explore. If you have people you know locally, just go out and meet them. And in the meantime, I will be collating some of the more pressing jobs that are relevant for seekers of your level. And once we get there, I'll explain how everything works, and how all the ranks work, and all of that. Don't worry, you won't always stay at this rank. You'll start making it up the ranks soon enough. Unless you either fuck up or die. Always a possibility.
Look at RaQui.
Always a possibility. Now, go to your rooms, go rest, off you go. You might be jet lagged, whatever you wish. You know what? In fact, since you're jet lagged and everything, we'll move the first job in a couple of days. You have the next 2 days to yourselves. Do whatever you want.
Thanks, Zutha.
You don't need to worry about the language. Well, Cartesian is the common language in the world. We are the center of commerce, so toodles.
Errol will check out his room.
It is a very comfortable room. There is a couple of rooms. There's like a bedroom. There's a living room. You have almost like a small table to eat. It has its own built-in kitchen. It's very much like a mini studio apartment as a room, so to speak. It's like having a room at one of those resorts where they give you all the amenities to do your own shit. more or less like that. So you can, while you do see along the way there is a canteen and everything, you can always just, get ingredients and do your own stuff.
Okay, set my things down and see whether any of the others want to do anything.
Is there anything you want to do with while unpacking? Anything you want to check? Anyone you want to call? Anyone you want to talk?
Yeah. What's the time difference between here and?
Not as severe as Reverend Day, which is about like 8 hours. This is more like the difference between Eastern and UK time, so about 5 hours.
Oh, 5 hours. Okay. So are they 5 hours ahead?
Again, much like the US, behind. So it's earlier in the day for them. And right now, for you in here, we're looking at your clock. It is about 1 p.m. So it's about 8 a.m. Over there. The beginning of the godly hours.
Yeah, he knows his husband though. This is probably work time now.
Very much. It's highly likely, yes.
He'll send Corin a text message and say, touched down. No, he will say, just arrived in Cartis. Day 1. Orientation, question mark. Let me know what the rest of your week looks like. I'll try to arrange time. It's been a long time. Want to see you. And then the usual, miss you very much, love you, heart.
You do not receive a message immediately.
No, he's working.
Olo, what is going on with Olo?
Olo just unpacks his stuff, sets it all up. He grabs his flute, which he's been learning, because one of the first lessons he was taught was they can always take your weaver, but as long as you've got a musical instrument, you can still use your magic. So he's been trying to learn the flute.
Okay. Let's have you make a performance check. Let's see how that goes.
A 13.
It is a good performance, but, you're still learning. There are a few hiccups here and there, but you're not breaking glass anymore.
How soundproof are the walls?
Very, very thick walls.
So we don't hear the flute.
No. Anything else? All wants to do? Talk to someone? Anything?
No, he knows he's going to bump into Adara soon. He's just going to wait.
Okay. Will, what's going on with our fire genasi? You're muted. You're still muted.
I shouldn't be muted.
Now you're not, but for a moment you were.
How strange, because it was picking up my mic. Either way, I'm going to go check my kitchen because I want to see what's actually in there. And if
it's a very basic home kitchen. It's got a few pots, a few pans, utensils, and a fridge. That's about it.
I've had worse. That's fine.
Fair enough.
But I do want to go food shopping because I actually want to make food.
Okay. Yeah, you head out and there is Souther guides you and there is a supermarket a few blocks away. Like 2 blocks away and you can get there easily.
Cool. I am, before I go out though, going to ask if anyone else wants anything or if they want to join me.
Before we go there then, let's head to RaQui. What is RaQui doing?
I'm just going to go and kind of put my stuff on the desk and then send a message back to my dad.
Now, I'm going to ask a question to RaQui.
Yeah.
You sent a message to your dad saying, what did you tell him, that you've landed?
It's one word. It says here.
A very RaQui response. So I have a question for you. This used to be your backyard. You used to work in one of the university hospitals in Cardiff, in one of the different boroughs, in one of the central boroughs. Does RaQui have her own place?
She does.
She does. Of course, she does. I would ask though, has RaQui kept? Does RaQui own it, or is it a rental?
I would say that she owns it, but it is purely it's a nice sized 1-bed flat within easy access to where she was working. There is definitely no space for visitors because she never would have had the need for it.
That's true. That's true. It is a very OG RaQui living situation.
Yeah.
This flat is in one of the central districts. It is in, as I mentioned, there's 6 boroughs almost like lining the hexagon or the hexagram, and there's 3 in almost like an inner circle. Among them, there is one that is considered like the center district. It's called AEDIS. It's AEDIS. That's where, the bigger companies are. That's where government is. Even though every borough has essentially the government of an entire city, this is where like the government of Cardiff as a whole is. Just their Congress and so on. Your apartment is in that borough because that's where your hospital was. It is. I will tell you. The apartment is yours, but of course you have not paid services in a whole long while, so everything's cut off. So if you want to use it, there's going to be a chunk of money that is going to go away in getting everything up and running again. I'll tell you straight away, it's going to be 1,000 quests to get the flat back to business. The other thing, it's worth asking, because you are a character from this place, it is worth asking if you have accommodations already ready. You also get a text from your dad. He has a bar. His bar is in that same district. It's actually a few blocks away from your apartment. Pure coincidence, I assure you. It's called the Honey Pot.
Called the Honey Pot.
The Honey Pot, yeah.
He's just trying to make your life difficult at this point.
There is a reason that RaQui never had a second bedroom, so her parents couldn't come and visit.
I mean, I think RaQui knows that in the past they would not have visited anyway.
No, it's never any need for it.
No. Okay, now that we have dealt with that, will you do knock on everybody's doors and ask if anyone's coming with you?
Anyone? Free
Sure.
shopping?
No,
You need someone to help you carry some bags.
No, I just wasn't sure if all of your kitchens would be stocked as well, and thought we could go and food shopping.
Errol does a moment of and then he goes and checks his kitchen.
It's a kitchen. So the same kitchen that I described to Will. You have not. The fridge has a jar with water. That's about it.
Yep, need groceries.
I probably have business elsewhere, but if you want to pick me up a couple of ready meals, that would be great. Thanks.
Any preference?
What coffee do you want?
Coffee as well, actually. Yeah,
I'm actually surprised you weren't going to mention that. it was already on my mind to get you coffee, but I'm surprised that was not the first thing you said.
I mean, when I go out, I'm finding a coffee shop, so but something edible and the strongest coffee.
I mean, you are local, Ricky, and you know that this is like looking for a coffee shop in New York.
Yeah.
There's 5 different chains of coffee shops facing one another on the same street, sometimes 2 of the same.
And I've got all my loyalty cards.
And right, you do.
Olo, you want anything from the shops? Bread, milk.
Just get me some noodles and some like dried meats.
Noodles, dried
Oh,
meat.
more salami for knives.
Specifically
Okay.
dried meat. Okay, like jerky.
Don't Errol,
Like
don't even
sp-
ask.
like-
Don't ask. Just
Like spicy sausages, stuff like that. That go well with noodles.
Will is having a nervous breakdown at this point.
Errol closes the door and just smirks at Will, and he's like, "Well, you know what? I think he just gets whatever we get for him."
yeah, proper food.
Oh,
Proper
come on.
nutrition.
You're gonna poke a little
Like
fun.
vegetables. Like I'm not getting him those like dried noodles. I'm getting him proper noodles that
He
are
won't
like
know how to cook them.
I will fucking teach him.
Poor Will has literally just been asked for noodles and ready meals.
Yeah, I will fucking make you ready meals.
Errol's gonna, when they're leaving, he texts his.
You've just
Mom and
asked the
Dad.
Michelin chef to get you frozen lasagna and cup
Yeah.
noodles.
Errol
So
texts
if
his
at this
mom and
point you
dad.
want to summon the spirit of Gordon Ramsay, feel free to do so.
Yes, I need to please.
You all head out, and again, you all have now. Well, now Errol has a worthwhile passive perception.
Somewhat.
But you walk in a couple of blocks away. I mean, RaQui, you're staying in or going with them?
Waiting to hear from my dad.
Your dad does reply and says, "Cool. Here's the address of the bar. It's called the Honey Pot. Come visit whenever you want. Have fun in your work."
Yeah, I'm gonna head. I should go see him. I don't really want to go see him, but I probably should. I'm gonna go and check on my apartment and make sure that it hasn't like burnt down. And read through all my mail, and then I guess I go see my dad.
You head to your apartment, and we'll deal with your apartment soon. Let's go first with Will and Errol. You head out to the store, and has everything. It's a small, one of the almost like an express supermarket. So it has a it's not a big one, but it has everything you need to get some ingredients and some stuff, just not the widest selection. But you do get information of where a more major establishment can be, as well as the options of ordering online and such.
It will do for now.
You feel your heart just. With your passive perceptions, though, there's ads everywhere. There's magazines with ads, newspaper with ads, posters with ads, the usual things you see in a city. You both catch a glimpse of an ad for a fundraiser. The fundraiser happening in a few weeks, and it is an annual, almost like Save the Children kind of drive, and it is for the Olo Proudburrow Foundation.
I take a picture on my phone. And I text it to Olo.
Although you get a message with a big photo that for an event, it says the Olo Proudburrow Foundation.
Second text, branching out, question mark.
It's not that uncommon a name, I don't think. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Just the emoji, the thinking face emoji back.
I mean, you can look it up if you want to see what the foundation is all about.
Yes, I'm looking this up. Whilst he's messaging
I'm
Olo,
I'm poking a very small bear, and Will's doing the.
I'm like,
Google.
what the actual hell?
Let's have you. For this, it's they have their own site. It's not even a check of investigation check. The Olo Proudburrow Foundation was founded about. How old is Olo?
Oh no.
Old.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, he's about 25, I think.
oh, he's not old.
It's loud.
It was founded about 15 years ago. And it gives the names of the two founders, their surname being Proudburrow. After their child was taken from them, kidnapped, disappeared, they could never find them, and thus they, based on their own experience, they created this foundation to help combat, help children who have been, suffered from trafficking or kidnapping or everything, help put in a gigantic workforce to help those situations from happening again, and helping victims of those be able to relocate, get the treatment they need, get counseling and everything. And it is a pretty huge foundation here in Cardis.
Huh. Errol.
What? I didn't Google anything.
No, I know you didn't, but
It's not Google in this world. It's Giggle.
On the DrakeNet, yeah.
it's ask Jeans.
Okay.
Oh, Will's still using Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeans. Oh, screw it. It's gonna be a crossover with another game. The automated assistant is called Pixelsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that.
Or it could be she could be using Bling instead of Bing.
Bling.
Bling.
I read it over your shoulder then if you're showing me.
Yes, I am showing you, and it's like sounds like someone we know, maybe.
Ah, shit. He messages Olo again and then just says, have Googled. Think you should take a look. Or, sorry, have giggled.
Giggled. You giggled.
I have a look for it on Yahoo News.
Thank God it's a ha-hoo, another hoo-ha. That's a different service.
Oh gosh.
Yep. You find that as well, Olo.
I look for images of the founders.
They're very familiar to you. There's a family resemblance even.
I turn off the computer and bury my head in the sand.
You remember that at some point, when you were talking to Aldara, she did tell you, have you looked up your name at any point? You went, nope.
Did she just let you?
Olo at the moment is suffering an existential crisis. Knowing that his parents have been awful close to pissing off the people who took him. He's wondering if getting back into the life's a good idea at the moment.
A question that's something to wonder.
Hey, Will, do you think we should? Think we should tell RaQui?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Not even a beat wasted. Yeah, sure.
She has already forwarded it to RaQui because
RaQui, at that point, you are flying, traveling around the city. And once you're close to your building, you can essentially just fly up. The apartment is pretty much built, and I'm guessing you likely had it modified to be accessible from both air and going through the building. Because I can imagine RaQui just not wanting to deal with people just straight up flying up after parking her car. By the way, your car is here now, has been deposited from when you ferried it over to Maru. It is now back in your garage. Might need to hit it a few times. Not been used in a few months. That battery may need a bit of a jump start, but you can get it working. And you get to your apartment, and it is as you left it, just with several layers of dust.
Yeah.
And the lights don't work, the water doesn't work, the gas doesn't work, nothing works.
Yeah.
But you have the immediate moment you try to turn on the light, there is a magical display that says you have not paid your bill. Send funds to, says the thing. You can do it through a Weaver to restore your services, and the same thing for water and everything. Even maintenance, typical building bills and everything, they all get forwarded immediately, and you see them all spam in front of you. It is as you left it. Now I'm going to tell you, ask you this. In the past, this was perfect for RaQui. Mostly just a place to come in, sleep, and then go back to work. Given how things have changed for RaQui, how does she view this space now? Similarly, or is there now something missing?
So when she turns on the lights and it tries everything else and it pops up with this message, initially she takes Weaver out and goes to all of the relevant places, goes to make the payment, and then just as she's about to do it, kind of pauses. And I'm going to hold off and see whether or not, I just want to see what the other guys decide to do and kind of hold back a little bit, knowing that it's there if I need it.
Yep.
And if I don't need it, I really need to look at renting it out so that I don't end up with loads of money to pay on it, and that I can actually get some money from it. So I'm just going to hold fire. I'm going to kind of collect up a couple of bits and pieces.
Your collection of identical scrubs are in the closet.
So the ones that I've got at the moment are a bit battered.
One casual attire that you only wore when you had to see your parents.
Yeah, I should probably put that on. I'm going to put that on because I'm going to see my dad. Take a few pairs of scrubs because the ones I've got are a bit battered. Collect up some more notebooks and pens and my mail. And then I'm just going to lock everything back up.
There isn't that much mail because the last time when you left, you have pretty much set everything up. I'm going away on business. So you have, and your bills are all sent to your Weaver anyway. It's all digital. So not that much mail in regards. There is one letter, and it is almost like a birthday letter from your mom. And it's a very dry happy birthday, and there's a gift card.
Just gonna shove it all into my bag.
And from there to the honeypot.
Yeah.
We died.
You
go into the honeypot.
You go in the front. It says the honeypot, and it is literally it shows almost like a glass jar of honey with a very stylized bee group, like a group of bees. It almost looks like a stage, like the top of the jar is a stage, and it's like a band of bees singing with a very stylized, very almost like sensual looking queen bees as a singer. And you go in, and
Did your dad
immediately
open a strip club?
and immediately the jazzy music hits you. And it is a bar straight out of a film noir movie. It's slow jazz, like cool ambiance. Everybody's just laughing and talking. There is the sultry songstress on the stage just singing in the jazz. It's a mood, and it is a very relaxing, but also it does have its kind of sensual nature to it. You can expect from this kind of joint. And behind the bar is your dad, dressed in almost like a bartender's attire, but there's the way he has it, because you're black with like yellow tipped wings. His are black with white tipped wings, and the whole attire gives him almost like a checkers look, like black and white theme to it, and it much to his name, very literal name to the honeypot. There's like a gigantic vat of honey that is used as the base for the mead and all the other liquors that he makes based on honey. You may immediately realize that your dad doesn't know the other meanings of the word honeypot. Though someone else, the people who did the marketing likely knew, hence the sign. And your dad simply thought, it's I do things with a honeypot. And yeah, and you see him. He's talking to some of the clientele, and he looks smooth, like he's just flinging drinks and talking and sharing stories. He has the look of the noir bartender that you come and tell all your woes to.
I'm just gonna stand there because this is really awkward.
I'm actually gonna. He has passive perception. I mean, he's a bartender. He has a good passive perception, and he just is doing that. And looks around and just squawks. Just out of surprise, like character drops and goes, a moment, and just literally hops over the bar and just runs at you with arms stretched.
I just stand there, frozen, solid.
He wraps your arms around you in a big hug, lifts you off the floor even, goes, "Oh, you're here. You're finally here. How do you like the place?"
Yeah. You seem really happy.
I mean, it's fun. I talk to a lot of people. The drinks are selling, and the bar's doing really well. We were featured in a magazine recently. It was really, really fun. I'm so happy you're here.
Okay.
Do you need anything moving back? Any help? Anything I can do for you?
No. I think I'm all right at the moment. We've literally just got in. I've travelled with some work colleagues. We've got some temporary accommodation at the moment, but we've been given a few days to find somewhere else.
Do you have a place nearby?
Yeah, so I've got my apartment. So I might go back to my apartment, but they've kind of needed a bit of my help. So I kind of want to see what they're gonna do, see if they need me to help out, and kind of go from there. I don't want to leave them to kind of fend for themselves,
Oh, he looks at you with such pride and says, always such a kind heart. My baby.
Yeah, sure. So
Down. You want anything? You want anything to drink?
Yeah, coffee would be great.
Well,
And I mean, you seem really happy, so why don't you show me round? Grab me that coffee and you can show me round.
okay. And he goes behind the bar and does what every proud dad does. Says, folks, that's my daughter. She's a big time medical examiner. She's a doctor. And she recently solved a bunch of murders.
And now I want the ground to open up and swallow me whole.
He does, though, bring you a coffee, and instead of sugar, he has actually like honey gel cubes. So it's almost like dried honey, and puts them in front of you and says, "If you need anything else, just let me know." When you say show you around, you mean show around the bar, everything I do behind the scenes, or I don't think I need to show you around town. This is more your backyard.
No, well, this is the first time that I've seen your new bar, and you seem really happy. It's nice to see you happy. So it'd be nice to kind of see, what you do, who your people are, and
you want it's gonna get a bit busy. So why don't you come back tonight around 7 or 8 when we're about, things are gonna slow down and we just have, the night crew, the night crowd, and I can show you everything, and so you can meet everyone.
Cool. All right. I'll can I get this coffee to go, and then I'll come back later.
He puts it in like a to-go cup. You add whatever sweetener you want, the cream or anything you want. The coffee is spectacular. You take a sip thinking, I don't know, what the hell. It's one of the best coffees you've ever had.
Oh, I'm a little bit.
He knows the way to his daughter's heart.
Thanks, Dad. I'll catch you later. And she's gonna go head back to the Seekers Guild. And then
as you are
come back
leaving,
later.
you get the message from Will, and you see the Olo Proudburrow Foundation. And you know of this foundation. You just had never made the connection because, Olo Proudburrow, it's just one of those urban legends, this kid that just disappeared. Apparently went to a school, but the school didn't exist. Went nowhere. And his parents, lost their minds trying to find him. And it's one of those stories. It's only now that you actually met Olo that you kind of making that connection, especially as the story mentions a school.
So I'm just going to think to myself, well, this could become interesting. In terms of Will, I'm just going to send her a message back going, okay.
And I'm going to respond. I will respond with, you've been here, so you've literally lived here, and you've known about this. Like, how long has this been going on for? I'm going to get more information out of you, Missy.
I'm just going to reply going, can't fly and type. Catch you later.
Okay. I will catch you at home then.
Yeah.
As you're returning with your ingredients and your ready meals and your coffee,
Errol will also show it to Errol and be like, she's trying to avoid it.
Right, this is why I thought we would just catch her in pet. No, it doesn't matter. She knows she'll catch us later.
Mm-hmm.
As you're returning, Errol, 2 things happen. The first one is your Weaver rings. It says unknown number. You take the call.
Oh, I thought there was a second thing.
No, let's go over the first, and we'll deal with the second one later.
Yeah, if it rings, you'll answer it, I guess.
It's you'll just hear this, and then the line hangs. He says, "Well, you're here. You have the details of the operation. Now get to it," and hangs up.
A couple times.
And the other thing is, as you're stepping into the Seekers Guild, there is a man coming out. He is dressed in robes, almost like priestly attire, but no symbol of any religion whatsoever. And it's just a guy. He's an elven man, long silver hair, very loosely worn. And it's just almost like a blue and gold robe. Again, looks very priestly, very regal, but no, you can't see any identifying crest of any kind that should identify him as a member of a clergy of anyone. But you know two things for certain. One, his name is Carrig, and two, he's on your list. You literally, your left eye almost becomes has almost like a red tint overlay, and you see a target reticle on him, and it has the name Carrig, and you see the name. It's one of the names on your list. CARRYG, Carrig. And with that, we're gonna take our 10-minute break. So we'll be back in 10 minutes with the rest of our story. Go get a drink, stretch, and we'll be back with everything else in a bit. See you in the round. And we're back. So as we left off, Errol, you have that moment where you see target in front of you as they move past you, and also get that mysterious phone call. You all return to the Seekers Guild, and everyone makes their way back and pretty much gathered, spreading the goodies you got from the store, the good ingredients, and the ready meals, coffee, and cup noodles. Or does Will really truly refuse to buy any ready meals and cup noodles?
Oh, 100%. I am not buying any ready meals. I will buy ready meal containers to make meals up for her.
Oh, Tupperware.
And yeah, and sorry, earlier, but fuck your cup noodles. You're getting something better than that. You're getting actual fresh stuff.
Upside is, there is an actual canteen.
You got all the things to make proper noodle dishes. You just have to learn to cook with them.
Oh no. She will cook it for him.
Oh, she's playing mom. She's making lunches. Okay.
Basically, yeah. I'm sorry, but no one's gonna starve on my watch.
So I'm guessing you're all gathered together somewhere in one room, if you wish to do so. And Will is cooking. Are you all gathering together, or just a group of you, or?
Yeah, I want food.
Yeah.
Someone wants food
when we
now,
get
huh?
back, before RaQui gets back, Errol's going to see if he can find this elf on the list of seeker names.
Oh.
He was in this building.
People come and go. That's how the Seekers work. You come in, you put in a request, you leave.
I'd like to... Okay, noted. Errol's not sure what the hell he's supposed to do from here on out, but he's sit quietly in the room that we're in.
You're all sitting there, and slowly the air is filled with the scent of ingredients and them cooking.
I'm going to make lots of little ready meals that RaQui can like freeze and then actually heat up when she needs to. Obviously, she'll have like a fresh batch of coffee on the go at the moment. She'll make
I'm
some
gonna
little.
have you make a chef check
Mhm.
of dexterity or intelligence, whichever you prefer, and your proficiency with the chef's tools, cooking utensils. Just to see if you can out coffee her dad.
Probably not. I wouldn't be. Hold on. All right. What does chef give me? Because I rolled an 18, +2 for dex.
Your
Where's
proficiency.
And your proficiency.
and my proficiency, which is +3, so that's 23.
Your dad's coffee was superb.
Don't know if the
But
tools
Will
did
just
anything.
blew it out of the water. There are layers of tones of flavor in this coffee. Your dad could use some tips from Will.
I'd like to point out I did not try. I wasn't trying to do anything. I
know
I
the
just-
DC was 20
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still.
to beat his coffee.
I wasn't trying. I'm sorry.
Anywho, you're all there. Is there anything you want? I'll leave it to you if you want to have any conversations or anything.
Olo, how you doing? Are you okay?
Like what?
You know damn well what.
Must be a different Olo.
You think?
Yeah,
I will
definitely.
allow everybody
Insight check.
an insight check, or not, but not for whatever Olo's saying. An insight check. RaQui, you may do insight. You know what? Insight investigation, or RaQui, you can also do medicine.
Where are you when I need you?
I got 28.
On which one?
Investigation.
Investigation. Cool. And Errol?
27 natural 20 on an insight check, which apparently is the one time that Errol gets a.
Olo, do you want? Do you even want to roll for that deception?
I'll roll, but yeah, no. 9.
The one time.
I will
that
tell you
Errol's
with the
good at
insight, you clearly two things. One, which you pick from insight alone. Olo is Olo upset? Olo is definitely upset. Is trying to hide it.
It's worried, more worried than upset.
There you go. It is trying to hide it, not that well. The other thing is you look at Olo and both you and RaQui look back at the founders of the foundation and you clearly see the family resemblance. It is, with those roles, it's obvious that they're related.
Okay, look, we don't have to do anything about this. This is for you. This is your life. Whether you want to believe it or not.
I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. We know. You can see the family resemblance. You can see it. I think the key thing is the fact that you don't want to talk about it is fine. If you choose that you do want to talk about it, that's also fine. If you want it left alone, we can leave it alone. But we also know that some of us are very good at putting feet in the wrong place. So it would be good to know what you do want done about it, whether it's something or nothing.
Olo stands there quietly for a minute, and then he says, "You know who took me. You know what they do. And my parents don't know I'm alive, but they're getting awfully close to the truth. You know what those people can do. I don't want to draw any more attention to them."
Yeah, okay. But I have a question for you. What is your current status with them, the school?
I've been in an underwater city, hiding from. I've had no contact with them.
That's what I meant. Like, I get that you're kind of, or at least it felt like you were out of it, but I guess not really out of it. But I just meant, is it a you leave them alone, they leave you alone, or is this a you're actively hiding?
I am actively living my life, hoping they leave me alone, but knowing they probably won't.
But they're not. Okay, because what I hear from that is that you're not on terrible terms. They're not actively trying to hunt you down and find you.
Olo, make an insight check.
You mean?
No, Olo.
Olo.
$18.
The last thing you did before going on and joining the Seekers was essentially turn evidence against them and, help turn in one of the drop-off points, confess, to all the crimes and stuff. So you essentially turn state's evidence against them. So knowing who they are and how they operate, you're definitely on a shit list. Most definitely.
Yeah, well, I'll let them know. I reckon they'll be after me, but I don't let them know quite how deep in shit I am.
I think the key issue here, Olo, that you need to consider is that we've been here less than a day and already put 2 and 2 together. You've already had a couple of people verify that your name is your name. If you want to stay under the radar, you need to consider how that looks.
Olo stands up, walks into his room, puts on his disguise and comes back out. He's putting a bowl cap and he now he's trying to look like he's like in his late 50s.
Let's make this make this a roll to see how good this disguise is. It's proficient with the disguise kit. That's gonna be, I'll say, dexterity or intelligence, whichever you prefer. Plus your proficiency and opposed by perception checks.
30-20.
Convinced.
See?
Not convinced. 21.
Oh, that's really good. No, you should be okay. Yeah.
RaQui, I mean, it's a good disguise. It's a damn good disguise. But you can see the flaws. You can see through it just fine.
So that medical training, you can see I'm not a wasting away 50-year-old. I'm a fit buff 25-year-old.
No, she can clearly see you're not a wasting away 50-year-old.
I rolled a 23.
Will you just look back from cooking? That's a shit disguise.
It's because you're looking at it from just the right angle. You can see where the bald cap's not quite stuck down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
you need more glue.
Yeah, for RaQui, it's medical. It's like the jaundice. The yellow is not the right color.
Errol's like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is great. But I mean, if you can see through it, then yeah, maybe it's not foolproof.
Yeah, if Will can see through it, I obviously need to fucking practice more.
I mean, I'm happy to point out the flaws for you if you'd like.
I mean, or you just go by another name. Like, just your last name. Be someone else. Anybody
Did
asks
you-
you've no idea. You're not that guy.
Yeah, did you use the last name when they asked us for our names?
Yeah.
So
Let's just
the
make them aware.
seekers know, right?
We just make them aware.
Yeah, because potentially the seekers, if they know that you're the same, they might say something.
Look, your name is probably now on that board out there, so we should probably get it changed as soon as possible.
That's a very good point.
Or the alternative is whether or not you look at all of the people that you have to support you and decide whether or not you want to tackle them head on. But it's up to you.
Metaphorically.
He died and went to hell.
Wait, who did? What?
You.
Me? Yeah, well, that's for after this conversation.
We've not got a very good track record when it comes to keeping ourselves alive.
And you know what? It's not like I intended to die.
Also, I'd like to point out you're making it seem like it's us that are going to be the ones protecting. The seekers can also do it as well. Even though we are seekers, we have allies
Oh,
who
that's
can
what I should
help.
do. That's what I should do.
The chain, remember?
I'll message Adara. I need help.
Help.
You get a message and it says, "What's up, Stone Pleb?"
Next time we see her, she'll be with Rotrick, and they'll both be like, eh.
What's up?
This Stone Pleb's parents have set up a foundation looking for lost and trafficked kids.
Yeah, I told you should look up your name. You didn't pay attention.
All right, enough of this messaging. I sent that and then I phoned.
So what's up?
I kind of don't want the school to be in my parents' life.
I mean, your parents have been running this foundation for the past 15 years. And they're very public figures. It's the kind of people. It's like the leader of the foundation over here, the MriTtyur Foundation. They're public figures. Coming after them, head on is difficult. So they got public. I mean, they could still be in danger, but if nothing's happened to them in the past 15 years, unlikely to happen now unless, oh, right, you're in Cardis. Huh.
And I might have pissed them off a
Oh, no, you definitely
Not-
pissed them off. I've had to hide your trail a couple of times now. They are looking for you. Question is, though, I mean, we both know how the school operates. They'll come after you and just come after you. Cleanup is big with them. Collateral damage is bad for business. So, I mean, if you're... I can talk to some people and put some protection on your parents, but that's gonna be drawing a gigantic spotlight on them. Have you met them yet? Have you spoken to them? No, you just arrived in Cardiff. Sorry, forget I said anything. And yes, I know you just arrived in Cardiff. I know all of your movements.
Got a tracker on you. Good. You need one.
Maybe I should see them, but not yet. I'm not ready yet.
And then I would suggest you keep a low profile. I know, very difficult, but you should keep a low profile.
Okay. That's what I'll do for now.
And I'm sure someone else has probably told you this, but watch your back.
Yeah. Thank you. Catch you later.
Yep. And there's a pause, like she's about to say something, and says, "Nah, I'll tell you later," and hangs up.
How'd you keep an idiot in suspense? Just like that.
Yep.
Okay. I'm a bit better. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Alright. Well, whilst we are sharing with the group, I may as well just but yes, okay, look, we've established that I got murdered. Well, I just died in combat, and then I've already told you like the details of what happened, right?
Yeah.
The guy just now, as we were bringing in the groceries, and
Is a seeker on your list? Did you see a seeker who's on your list?
well, I don't know if they're a seeker. I didn't see their name on the board. I went and checked, so I don't think they're a seeker. But they were here in this building and they're on the list.
So
And then I got a
maybe
very odd phone call, which I think was, "You've got their name now. Go get to it." And
No, the call said that it was about the procedure, the medical thing.
well, that's what that was. I just
Yeah.
assumed it was the same thing.
No, completely unrelated.
Oh, did I recognize the voice?
No, not at all.
Then I'm going to talk about that too. Rescind that last comment. Also,
I'm sorry if I made you think it was related. No. It's unrelated. One is about you're here, go get that thing done.
No, I thought one was like, "Oh, good, your eye is working. Go get to it."
No, because I told you about the call before the eye.
Yeah, I just assumed that it was like incoming.
Okay.
I don't know. I just thought the two things were the same thing.
No, unrelated.
Then Errol sort of, and also, yeah, I got an odd phone call, which maybe Aldara could trace. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't recognize the voice, and I got a package when we were in training, and it was there's some procedure going on nowadays where people from the Republic, like me, can have their, I don't know, magic turned back on. I don't know how it works. I've half read through some of the papers. It came with a note saying fix your. Well, what did it say? Fix yourself. Or
Yeah,
something
fix your
like
shit.
that.
Pretty much in that tone.
Which felt, vaguely threatening, definitely discriminatory. And
Why didn't you mention it before?
well, because I needed to read it, and then we were set upon by squid things.
Oh, okay, you didn't read it until after. Okay, fair enough.
No, I got the package, and then next day, squid things.
So you
And then I
still
was
haven't
dead.
read it. So you still haven't read it.
No,
Alright,
I've read
it's not
through like
fully.
the first few pages. It's the whole medical procedure. It's language maybe you can help me with, Ricky.
If you get it, you can make a medicine check if you like, or investigation, whichever you prefer.
I can get them. I'll go get it, and he'll just bring the entire package. Errol puts his package on the table.
That one is not as good. 18.
We have pluses available. There's a couple of +3s if you want to take one.
No, I'll stick with the 18.
It's a procedure that is happening at your old hospital. It's been pioneered in this city. It is essentially people that are born or spend their formative years in the Republic. Whatever is in the soul, in the air, in that place that inhibits magic, it's kind of almost like in your bones, in your blood, and stays with you. It's why people that as adults travel the Republic and come back don't have the problem, but the people who live there, or much like Errol, spend their childhood there and were born there, do have the problem. And it is a method of basically extracting those quote-unquote contaminants and kickstarting a person's natural ability to produce mana. Because, in this world, everyone produces mana. I mean, people who are spellcasters, it's like a muscle, produce more. Someone, even a fighter, even a rogue, will have in terms of mechanics, will have a mana die. It'll be a D4, but they still produce mana. Everybody has mana in this world. Errol doesn't because of his situation at birth. This medical procedure would correct that. It is non-invasive. It doesn't involve surgery. It's Magitech based, and it's one of those things. It's about it takes a few hours and then about a day of recovery while they're kind of gradually, almost like being put in a pressure chamber and slowly bring you back up to normal. It's kind of like that, but in terms of your ability to, deal with magic. And after that, you are whatever, if you are of an ancestry that has ability to use magic naturally, you will be able to do so again, and you will be able to interact with the magical world, which, as you know, most technology, most services, most everything have a magical component to it, like doors that open or lifts that work through, infusion of mana and so on. And from what you got from the paperwork, it's extremely expensive, but someone's already paid for Errol to be able to use that if he ever chooses to do so. It is essentially risk-free.
So I'm going to break that down to Errol in basic terms that he understands it from a medical point of view. So, Errol, it's a really simple procedure. It doesn't take long, minimal recovery time, no risk to it. It's already been paid for. So whoever has sent you this paperwork has paid for it to be done, and it's not cheap. It is quite pricey. So I guess you kind of have two things. Firstly, knowing you're going to be totally paranoid about who sent it. Yeah. Secondly, put that aside. Do you want it? Because if you want the ability to interact magically, use mana, etc., somebody is giving you that on a platter. Where it's come from, you can figure out at a later date. But whilst we're here, the question is, do you want it? Because if you do, go and have it done. The other stuff we can figure out. If you want to know who knows? Whoever's paid for it might end up coming up out of the woodwork after you've had it done. If you make the decision that you never want it done, then don't worry about it. Don't have it done.
You're not wrong. I'm definitely paranoid about who sent this shit. I don't need to be indebted to anyone else. I didn't want to be indebted to anybody at all, but here I am.
There is nothing in the document, at least from what you can see in the paperwork, that indicates a contract of any kind. It's simply, I've put this forward, go get it done if you want.
Yeah, but he also didn't know that there was any kind of contract on him dying and not coming back.
Details.
And
It's
now
a
look where he
gift.
is.
It's a gift.
It's,
The only
It
drawback is that you don't know who's given it to you.
yeah, and what the connotations of that are. People give gifts for different reasons.
They don't know. They haven't told you who they are, and they've given you a gift. You're accepting no rules for this. If you go through the procedure, you are not agreeing to do anything.
That's why I say, put all of the other stuff aside. The first question you need to ask yourself is, do you want it done? Answer that first, and then we'll worry about the rest.
Can I did I ever tell you guys about the conversation I had with my mother? One of the conversations I had with my mom after we kind of made up.
No.
I think everyone tends to keep their family stuff private.
Well, look, we're friends. And also you guys have seen an awful lot of my family shit already. I didn't really get much choice about keeping it all in the cupboard. But
Me
I
neither.
don't mind sharing with you guys. I have a feeling that my mom's side of the family, who I don't know. I mean, I guess I met them when I was really young, but I haven't got proper memories of any of them. I think they're a little elitist, bigoted. I think they've got a big thing about the bloodline and the magic that's in our bloodline. And I think a lot of the reasons that there was issues with me and my mom come from where I grew up, and that messed everything up. And I'm sure her marrying my dad wasn't particularly good either, but my worry, I guess, is that this is coming from a place of that and not of someone who cares about what I might want or how it might affect anything about my current family situation. I don't want people I don't know coming out of the woodworks to be like, hey, we gave you a gift, now you're part of the family or something,
Why does this affect that?
I mean,
If someone gives you something without telling you who they are and not telling you what they expect from it,
And then you find out that it's just shitty other side of the family. There's still your shitty other side of the family. You can be like, thanks, but I'm still not part of your family.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
Do
I
you
could
want
just be
it,
like, go
or
fuck
do you not?
yourselves.
Whatever
I
happens,
just don't like not having all the information. You know this about me.
you're
Planned to
doing
talk to my mom, if I'm honest, but I didn't want to upset her.
is talking to your mum going to help you come to a decision about what you'd like?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Then call her.
How do
Yeah.
you guys feel about magic?
I've just learned it, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but you've always had it. Like,
Yeah,
if
I
walk up to a building and it's all those stupid mana entry keys, I can't get in without pulling out my weaver and tapping things. And I can only do that a limited amount of times a day. Okay. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen people get locked inside of buildings because can't get back out and have to wait for someone to come and let them out.
It helps. It helps with the everyday to day stuff. The world now is built a lot around magic, mana. So yes, it is beneficial, but you're how old? And you've managed to live your life so far without it. Ultimately, it's down to you and whether or not this is something that you want. If calling your mum will help, calling your dad will help, calling Corin will help, then call them. But doing the whole being paranoid and overthinking it never gets you anywhere. You need to look at it as very black and white. Do you want mana? Do you want
Yes.
the
No.
access to that? You're the only person that can make that decision. You can ask us what it's like for us, but ultimately it comes down to you. Take everything else away, strip everything else out. Do you want it?
I don't know. That's the answer. I don't know. I don't know whether I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious. I mean, to have a family somewhere that's so concerned with our bloodlines magic is, you know, what's that about? Why? Is it important? Is it really important, or is it just a thing?
They're just assholes by the sounds of it.
But then
There's-
look, life is, there are small annoyances that would not be an annoyance anymore. And then there's also, I don't know, I think about the things that I see you guys do on a near daily basis. What if I can do something like that? As
What
someone
if-
who can't do even opening doors, and I see you guys firing bolts of magic into the sky, and it's cool. Okay, look, as a kid, it's always cool when the other kids start learning how to do things naturally. And the last times that I was ever a kid and happy with my mother also being happy were the times when she thought I had maybe stumbled across something. And turned out it wasn't.
Honestly, Errol, it sounds like you've kind of already decided, but that you're so scared about what's going to happen after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a big decision, okay? It doesn't
No,
feel like
it's
maybe.
not, because, you know, the stuff, for all you know, nothing may happen after. It might have just been a really generous gift. You don't know until you do it. You're never gonna know. And do you know what? If you get crazy family that come out of the woodwork, who says that you ever have to talk to them? I mean, I don't really talk to my parents that much. I'm
And
doing all right.
especially-
Giovanni was
especially-
all right in the end after everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially as you've got crazy family that aren't in the woodwork, and you seem to do okay with that.
I've met this man like 3 times now, so would take that as probably not the poster child for the rest of it, but sure.
I mean, but you've kind of made the decision that you don't really want to interact with Giovanni unless you have to.
Mhm.
And you're doing okay with that.
Yes, I was also told absolutely not to interact with him.
Well, I mean, he kind of made that a bit impossible, but
He did, yes.
you know.
You did threaten him.
That was before she told me not to go near him. And she told me not to go near him. And then I tried not to, and he kept turning up everywhere. With coffee, normally.
Look, you know that you will just sit going round and round and round and round in circles. It's what you do. And
is
I'm sure
right.
that if Corin was here, he'd probably slap some sense into you. You just have to
Oh.
decide, do you want it?
Yeah, okay. I kind of think that I do, but I also want to call the rest of my family and get their opinions.
Then call them.
And also,
But
can I just say, you
make the decision
drastically
for yourself.
underestimate Corin's amount of overthinking. It's just different stuff.
Mm.
The man's brain just never turns off.
I'm sure that he absolutely understands your overthinking, though, the same way that you understand his.
And also, I'm pretty sure he does not think all the time. Otherwise, you're doing something wrong.
Okay, look, there's we're not bringing those times up, but outside of that, it's the rest.
This is not what you've just said.
So I think moving swiftly on from that conversation, you call everybody that you need to call. I'll ring the hospital for you and see what the waiting time is like in terms of booking in to have it done. And then you know what kind of time you've got to play with to make the calls that you want to make. How does that sound?
Sure.
Cool.
I will put
Second
dinner on the
point of
table.
business is how do I'm gonna have to find where's the what do they call them? What are the Asmodai centers?
Oh yeah, the Asmodean law centers. You can find one on the map. There's one about 10-minute walk. They're open 24/7.
I also now need to go figure out what the actual procedures is. I've only ever been auxiliary to this stuff where I turn up with a lawyer. So I'm gonna go find a lawyer dude to help with this, I guess.
Cool.
How many names
You
was it
can-
again? 10
20.
names? 3 names? I can't remember.
20.
20.
I think it was 20.
It was.
Before you do any of that, though, I suggest you eat. And she
Oh.
looks at everyone.
Ricky, you're gonna make a call.
No, she's gonna eat first.
Yes,
Apparently
you
I'm
all
gonna
eat.
eat first.
You all eat the nice meal that Will has put together. Will, tell us, what have you cooked?
I have cooked. Let's go for something simple like a. No, I'm not going to say that because otherwise that might be awkward. Let's go for a simple lasagna.
Simple.
I was about to say chicken Alfredo, but then I was like, hold on a second, because that's Ricky.
I mean, I'm not a chicken, but thanks.
No,
Racist.
I was like, but like poultry.
Ricky's a vegetarian. We established this in
Yeah,
a
we
different
have.
session, so
Yeah.
it has to be a veggie lasagna.
Yeah, well, obviously it'd be a veggie lasagna, but at least I'm not like going chicken Alfredo.
But it could be vegetable
Or like-
Alfredo.
Or like a normal lasagna, and then I've got my own little vegetable one.
Yeah.
Aw.
Cute.
And you have like a whole stack of them for your freezer as well.
Ready meals.
Vegetable lasagna, absolutely.
Yeah.
In true RaQui style, I'm gonna whilst we're eating, I'm gonna fire off an email because I imagine I've got contacts at the hospital because I used to work there. So
And
I'm
the
gonna go for
paperwork
somebody-
already has like the patient file and everything. You have all the details to just fire off a number. Tell me everything about this.
Yeah, so I'm just going to fire off an email to somebody who is probably quite senior at the hospital who I've worked with.
Your boss was the head of the hospital, so yes.
Okay, there we go. My boss. Fire off an email and be like, colleague of mine, patient number, blah, 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 information. Can you let me know how quickly they can get booked in and potentially reserve an appointment for us? I might say hello.
Yeah. You get a message. His name is Roop. Roop sends you a message very quickly afterwards, and says, "Glad to hear you're back in town. We should meet. I have some things to talk to you about. I've checked the patient records and everything has been ready. Your friend just needs to come in and he'll be taken in immediately. The person who set this up paid, let's say, handsomely for it to be available, at the drop of a hat." It says, sends out a message, then sends out for another one, says, "For the record, this ain't cheap. This ain't cheap."
I'm just going to reply, thanks, Roop. Kind of establishing that. Send me some times over the next sort of week and we'll grab a coffee.
Will do.
And then I'm gonna turn to Errol and just say, when you're ready, go in. They'll do it straight away.
Oh, that doesn't make the paranoia any better. Thanks.
Hang on. So RaQui is very well aware of the paranoia. So what do you ask me why they'll do it straight away?
He literally will look at you and go, "It doesn't make it any better. Why?
Okay.
What?
So I'm just gonna hold up
correct.
my weaver. I'm gonna hold up my weaver, not so that Errol can read it, but just go, old boss, head of hospital, pulled some strings, and just leave it at that.
Make a deception check.
I want it insight.
Immediately. There's 2 + 3, so they can be used
hang on.
against one another.
Deception. Oh, I've got a good plus on that.
21.
Sorry. 25.
Nah.
Old boss, pull some strings.
I rolled an 18 and I've got
I either
plus
roll
7.
high or low on
Sorry.
insight. How rude.
And sadly, you don't have enough that a +3 would help you.
No. Okay. He's sort of like, he gets that like look where you can tell he's like, okay.
Good move.
Well, before I have an anxiety attack at the table, I'm gonna call my mum because it's late here, so it's better there, and I'll excuse myself, guys.
I'm gonna check my watch as Errol says that. What time is it?
It is about, you've been out and you've been exploring and talking, and you got here about 1. Between everything, I would say it's about 6 to 7 p.m. here. Let's say 6. Let's say 6 p.m.
Okay.
And
it's like 1,
which is 1 p.m. for in Maru. Yeah.
So as Errol says that, I'm just gonna look at my watch and go, oh crap, I've got somewhere to be.
Okay.
I just stand up to leave.
Errol, like halfway out the door, is like, "Where are you going?"
Just someone I've got to see. It's not that important.
Uh-huh. You don't go anywhere ever. It's gotta be important.
I mean, you want to go call your mum, so it's not like you can come with.
Are you inviting us to come with?
No.
Oh, well, there you go, you see. But for the record, if you needed me to come and be backup or like a wingman or something, you got it.
Yeah,
Don't ask me to do that. I don't know how I did any of it. So like
I don't think this is the sort of thing you can give backup for. But yeah,
Will gives you a coffee to take.
thanks.
As far as she's aware, you're going to a library.
Will's like, library. Inside checker, Jade, go on.
Don't make me do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Go for it.
Oh no. I know
Wow.
exactly what's going to happen now.
Let me get my dice.
How would
Inside.
you look at that?
Okay. 30, 20.
Roll that at deception, RaQui.
10.
Yes.
I would say you'd correct me. I think RaQui is embarrassed more than anything else, and she's just desperately trying to not show it.
It's a date.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's also kind of the fact that everybody else has kind of started talking about their family, and she's just like, oh, I don't really want to get in on this, especially considering that she's already had one moment of wanting the ground to swallow her whole.
Is this a similar look to when she hugged Errol that Will would never speak of?
That time that we'll never saw anything.
Yeah.
No, this is very different because like there are some things I guess that RaQui would be a bit more open to you seeing, and then there are some things that are a lot more closed off, and this is definitely one of the a lot more closed off.
Okay.
There's a look of don't ask, please don't ask.
Okay.
Please don't ask, please don't follow.
In response to that, we'll like, don't stay too late at the library.
I'm sure I will be perfectly safe at the library. And I leave to go see my dad.
Errol, you have calls to make.
Yeah.
Who
All
do
the
you call
calls.
first? Who are you gonna call?
I actually send a group message to all of them
Okay.
and just say, can I? No. Yes. No. Why not? I assume that they
in
don't
my
have a
head, all
phone.
of these are the messages you're sending. Can I send yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes, no?
No, it's one message and it goes to all of them and it just says, I got a strange package. Would like to chat. If you're free, could call. Assume none of you sent it.
You get a response from mom and says, yeah, we can talk. I can pull Cor into my office and we can talk.
Okay. Give me a ring when you've got him. I'm in my room.
5 minutes later, you get a ring.
So I answer, and first of all, I try to like, because he's on his phone, so he's like, I'm in my temporary room. There's nothing here to show you, but hello.
Hi. And you see your mom is sitting at her desk, usual like business pose. Looks a bit apprehensive because you mentioned I received a strange package. We need to
Yeah.
talk. You were ever so slightly alarmist. Corin is like, Is everything okay, sweetie?
Uh, Did you guys hear about this new procedure thing here in Cartis?
There are quite a few. You'll have to be a bit more specific.
Okay. There's a procedure for people born in the Republic that's supposed to reconnect their mana.
Corin, you see a look of recognition. Says, yes, I've read the journals about it. They say it's painless and 100% success rate, or at least that very high success rate. Are you thinking of having it done?
Well, it wasn't even on my radar. I haven't been public side for a bit. Well, I said I got a package, right? So I got a package with the entire procedure broken down, and a note that says I've checked, it's paid for. Someone sent me a package with this whole procedure paid for and said, go fix yourself. And I got a call today from an unknown number, didn't recognize, male voice saying, good, you got the package. Like, they've somehow dinged that I've got it now. I've had it, by the way, for like a week.
Make an insight check.
He is pretty much watching their faces. Well, a little less. It's +7, 20.
Corin is taking in the information, but it's not showing any concern or anything. More like, the way Corin is, just taking in the information and processing it. Your mother, though, you see her narrow her eyes and looking at the screen, and there is a beat, like a thought has crossed her mind.
Yeah, does Errol get the sense of had that same thought?
You know for sure your mom's thinking about something, but not sure what it is. But from the look on her face, you're not sure if it's exactly positive. She looks as, or I can ask Giovanni if he's responsible. If he is, I resent the fix yourself thing.
Yeah, I had a similar thought, I guess, but
ultimately, whoever it is, is there anything in there that tells you what if there's a price for you to pay? Anything?
no. And I've had a friend of mine who's a doctor look over the entire package, and it's all just the medical procedure. The one note is literally those words, go fix yourself. There's nothing on the note, nothing for me to sign. We called the hospital. Well, she used to work there, so she just, I guess, called her boss. They just said that it's paid for in full and I just need to turn up. But apparently I don't even have to book. They paid, I don't even have to book. She pulled some strings and I could be seen, which is also kind of weird, but apparently she just knows the right people.
Errol, for the longest time, my thoughts on this. Years ago, I would have killed to get you to do this. Now, though, honestly, sweetheart, it's up to you. I know growing up, and I know even now, I know that everything is built around being able to, lights up like a flame in her finger.
Yeah, that
I know you've struggled at times, but it's your call. I mean, we build the technology to support, folks without that ability. So what you decide is what you decide. So honestly, whatever you want. And Corin goes, I've gone over as I said, I'm going to go over the journals. Everything seems on the up and up, and I'm okay whichever way you choose. If you want to do this, I'll support it. If you don't, I'll support it still. End of the day, you're my husband. I love you, and it doesn't matter one shit to me if you can produce a flame or a fart. I don't care. It's really up to you.
I gotta say, I'm just glad to see you guys.
We miss you too. Do you know how long it'll be before you can come home?
I don't know about coming home. I think they are supposed to be temporary accommodation for a bit, and I'm supposed to stay here in Cartis until I rank up. I don't know how long that takes necessarily. But I mean, I'm here in Cartis, so I'm not far away, and I figure I'll come home and see you for however long I can escape.
Okay,
I don't know if they actually have a thing about this. I should probably check, but what they're gonna do? Hunt me down? Maybe.
Corey, we can talk about that later then. But about this, as I said, it's your call. Your mom says, I have just sent a message to your dad. His response, you're a grown ass man, figure your shit out.
Yeah.
Love, Dad.
I'm gonna come home and get and I don't know, hug him. So you have to hug him for me, okay?
Will do. I always do, but
All right. I love you guys. Yeah, if I'll sort my shit out, and I'll stay up. Corin, what time will you be home tonight?
I think 2 or 3 hours for finishing up a project, so late hours.
Okay.
Your mom says, for the record, we don't implement crunch hours. That's just him.
Oh, I know.
Just worth saying. Could be a legal issue. And she gives him a look and says, I'll sign any waivers. Love you, sweetie. I have to go back.
The laptop has a timer, but it doesn't work.
And it does work. I just turn it off. It says, I gotta go now. Bye-bye, sweetie. Love you. And Corin leaves the room.
How long is the transport between here and Marie?
It depends on how you're going. There's let's call it 3 levels. Maritime transport, the cheapest. Takes a few days. There's air transport, more costly, hours. There's teleportation, the more expensive, instant. Depends on how much you want to dole out. But for example, a ticket on a ship, which is let's call it the scenic route, about 100 quests. Depends if it's high season, low season, much like any travel. A plane, the average is about 500. Teleportation, about double that.
Is it 500 round trip?
Yeah.
So return?
Single way is about 250, 300.
Yeah, she said first job in a few days. Could make it home before before Corin gets home from work.
I mean, if the teleportation though is one way 1K.
Oh no, but I could take the plane. You said it would take hours.
Yes, about the flight is about 6 hours.
Okay. And it's 6 o'clock here now.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Yeah, Errol's debating it, and then he'll probably just go tell people that he's gonna bounce home and, you know, see his husband for the next couple of days while apparently they don't have any jobs.
Do you hang out with a call with your mom, or are you both just staring at each other in uncomfortable silence?
Oh, I thought she hung up on me. No, he waves and says goodbye and that he loves everyone.
Where do you go next?
Yeah, to tell people that he might well just go home for a bit, since it's been months since he's seen his husband or his family.
You go back, and so that does tell you, you're free to do so. I will tell you though, as a trainee, we will put a note on your file that you've left training.
Left training? You said there was nothing going on for the next few days though.
Yes, that's for you to get the lay of the land and find the place that you will be living in. You are still not a full-fledged seeker. You are still a pebble. This entire thing is for you to graduate. And after that, you can go and fuck off to wherever you want. Also, here's the thing. Flights and teleport and ships go both ways. They can come here if you're desperate to see someone. If you really want a trip, you need, you are working in this branch. You need to put in a notice, and we'll look at this. We have jobs lining up. I said I was looking for jobs to send to you all. I need at least a week to get things sorted. And if you're not going to be here, move those around and assign a backup to your friends so they can, have someone to work with.
All right, well, okay, I'll think about this then.
Again, you're free to go, but if you go now without following, the correct procedure, I mean, I saw here you had an actual job before. You do know how to ask for time off, right?
Yeah, but I just figured this was more like
This is a side gig?
No, like it was just a case of there's a couple of days. So I just thought, but okay, I get it. I won't go. I'll put in the paperwork.
Good. Here's the paperwork.
Yeah, he'll take the paperwork back to his room and start filling it.
Ricky, you travel and get to your dad's bar, the Honeypot, and same ambience. Very few people now. There's some people, eating and everything, but it is a much more calm environment. And when you arrive, your dad kind of beckons you to come over behind the bar, and gets you, leaves someone else at the bar to take over, and takes you behind the scenes. And there's a kitchen. There's people, working on the kitchen, and heading out the back, you have he has both a distillery and his own hives. But you actually see that a lot of the hives, they have a logo stamped on them, which is your mom's farm. Oh, it used to be their farm, but since leaving, it's your mom's farm. And with your high perception, you can immediately see those are work orders and there's payment. Like, it's actual business. It's not like he's just taking them from the farm. He's actually paying your mom for them. Seems to be a well-oiled machine, this bar.
Still talking to Mum, then I see.
A little bit, mostly business, and I mean, frankly, with your mother, I never know if she's upset, if she's okay. I mean, I thought I got used to the monotone a long time ago, but I frankly can never tell.
Yeah, she is definitely like that. Yeah, hopefully I can figure out why. We'll see.
Gives you a look, says, "Sweetheart, I don't really pry too much, but do you know something I don't? Because that sounded awfully suspicious."
I don't.
Because you did ask me before if, when did your mom change and start behaving this way? I may not be a genius doctor. I'm a humble bartender, but I can put two and two together, RaQui.
I don't have the answers, and you seem so happy, so I also don't kind of want to put stress on you. But so how I've always had this thing with dead people. So
Yes.
I met somebody who could see the reason why. And they allowed me to see that I have a spirit with me. Kind of. It's probably the easiest way to describe it. And it looks like Mum. So
You blink a few times, like it doesn't register with him. It's like, again?
I don't know exactly what it is. So I have a feeling that something happened to Mum. I just don't know what. And I've tried to talk to it, but it was super cryptic, and I'm still trying to figure stuff out. I'm gonna go and visit Mum when I get a chance, because I'm hoping that being close to her will enable me to try and figure out what's happened. But something is making me think that something happened to Mum to make her like that.
Your passive insight picks this up immediately. When you say something happened to your mom, his expression hardens. You can almost feel the rage coming off him. Like, your dad is always a chill guy. Like, that has just evaporated. It's almost he suddenly feels like he's 7 foot tall and kind of looming. Even like the other workers around kind of look at him and just shuffle away. He takes a deep breath. There is one part of the family, and I mean your mother's family, that we've made efforts to keep away. Specifically, your aunt. You've never met her, and we were happy about that. I don't want to accuse anyone of anything, but if something happened to your mom, that bitch is surely behind it. I got a message from your mom the other day when I was sending people around to pick up some of the hives, some of the combs. I said she paid her a visit. So if you're gonna go, maybe you see she's her twin. So she'll be identical to her mom, except she'll be behaving very differently.
Okay.
Don't let her fool you, and watch your back. Be careful.
Okay.
The rage is now passing, and he looks very unnerved.
I promise I'll be careful. I need the answers for me and for Mum.
Please let me know when you have the answers. I want them to.
Yeah. I'll be around anyway. And who knows? If you do a karaoke night, we might end up in here anyway.
Now that you mentioned, it's in the plans. We're bringing in some of the equipment, but yeah, I'll let you know.
Well, maybe.
Oh, you've already said it. It's happening.
And she's just gonna look and be like, I'm doing all right though, Dad. I might have made a friend or two.
Very happy about that. Friends are important. And he gives you a hug and, treats you to a meal, a nice drink, a lot of things honey-based, but all very delicious. So you return. I'm going to, before we do anything else, in fact, before we head out, I'm going to ask Carol. You've spoken to everyone, and you have, you can think, you can sleep on it. But the next day, what does Errol decide? Is it a yes or is it a no?
What about leaving or about going to the
Doing the thing.
what, running away?
I mean, you can. There'll be consequences.
Oh,
Choices are
about
consequences.
what? Wait, hang on. What are you asking?
The procedure, the thing you were calling people about and freaking out about.
Yeah, I
And
think
that the entire public has told you, decide.
I think Errol's going to go through with it on the basis of he spent his whole life feeling really close to his dad, because the thing that made him close to his dad pushed his mom away. And now that he's getting this relationship with his mom, he kind of wants to know
What it's like.
more. Yeah. And like maybe what it is that he's been missing out on. And that kind of, the reason that he lost all that time with his mom was this thing that he can now fix. And was it worth it? Because if it's amazing, he'll be like, maybe I can let some of that go now. And if it's not, he can be like, okay, it was stupid and it's all the family's fault.
And we'll figure out how that goes next time.
Yeah.
Nice game. I am going to dole out a couple of things.
Thanks.
RaQui and Will. I'm going to give you both a point of inspiration. Jot them down because unlike, let's say, standard D&D, these points you can rack up. And I will soon be introducing a way that you can spend multiple of them for additional benefits. Yeah, that's going to be it for us for tonight. Thank you all for joining us as we go into this new chapter of the story. And Errol is learning that, you can't just fucking leave the office and fuck off unannounced.
I was trying to sneak. He's not very sneaky, though, to be fair. He was like,
you said it. I'm letting people know. If you had
He was
sneaked
like-
out, you've returned to consequences. So, before we go, we'll quickly go around the room. People can tell you who they are, and if they want to, where you can find them in the dark corners of the internet. So, Jade.
Hi, I'm Jade. I played Will, and you can find me on Twitter at JJSquishy90.
Awesome. Nate.
I'm Nate. I've been playing Errol Reminash, the Craggling Fighter. You can find me on Twitch as Tiniest Sidekick. Twitter.
While it still exists.
While it's still there.
Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat, and I have been playing RaQui, trying to keep personal and professional life separate.
And slowly failing.
Yes.
And Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. I've been playing Olo Proudburrow, the Lost Child.
A Limburg baby.
Time to think about not saying that name out loud.
And we'll see what happens next time with that very, very now conspicuous name. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the channel points that were given. We'll be refunding those because they were not used, so take them back. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.